who here among us is without guilt or pain. And so often
I have a precious family. I have a wonderful husband, Aaron, and we've been married 11 years. He joined the military, and he was in Iraq for a year. My kids, Noah and Hannah, the Lord must have had the most perfect plan for me in my life, because He was able to give me the most precious kids that I could have ever had and asked for, because they are so forgiving and willing to love, even if I have faults, or forgive others and they see no wrong, and they're just so precious to me. We have a great relationship. I'm able to openly talk about things with my kids, and it's just a big blessing. Orphans of God is a song that I sometimes sing, and that's an important song because, as the lyrics say, there are no orphans of God. Here at Baptist Children's Homes, I've been made to feel like I'm not an orphan. I'm very much loved. Around the age of 6, my mother left my father, and they divorced, and we moved in with her boyfriend, Frank. And at the beginning, he was really nice for a couple weeks. And then he started hitting us and spanking us and eventually really, really hurting us. And my mom did nothing, and I was confused. I didn't know why. And it eventually grew into things of not letting us eat and hitting us really hard to where we had bruises all over our bodies and making us sleep outside sometimes. And he would feed me on the ground like a dog and make me eat off the ground because he said I was nasty or I was dirty or whatever he would think up that day that was wrong with us. My mom never stopped the beating. She never stepped in and said, "That's enough, stop." She just let him hit us. And I was able to talk with my aunt, who later called the Department of Social Services, and they came to the house and took pictures of our bodies, which always had bruises on them, and turned them in for child abuse. The police came to my aunt's house, and I was so afraid to open the back door because they were saying, "It's okay, we're here, you can let us come in." And I was so scared, and I finally opened that door and just clung to that policeman. And my mom was screaming, "Don't take our babies. Don't take my babies. I have to have my babies." But they said, "If you'll leave him, you can have them." And she said, "If I have to choose, I choose him." And that was hard. It's really hard. After several years of being in foster homes and Department of Social Services custody, they found the children's homes, and we could all be together. And Broyhill Home in Clyde was where we lived. I had some wonderful great house parents, Jim and Vivian, and Lou and Bob. They were wonderful, wonderful to me.
Roberta was always a joy.
Always
we just
a joy,
loved
yep.
her. She was delightful, and she had been through such a hard time.
She worked through a lot of anger, a lot of resentment towards her family. And the amazing thing to me, I think, is seeing the transformation. When she was 15, she accepted Christ.
We saw her life totally change, and that's just not a worldly thing. That's out of this world. God does that.
Like Roberta, we want them all for the seeds to take root and for them to grow in the Lord. And that's
why we've been here 18 years, and we just love it.
It is such a privilege to be able to be that agent of hope for these kids who have no hope. Oftentimes they come in, they've had no relationships with their families that have been successful. They've had no relationships with the Lord at all. And to meet Jesus through us for the first time and to actually see hope begin to grow in them is so exciting.
Were you doing voice concert? I remember them praying for us at night, and some of the devotions they would do for us, and all their good cooking, of course. And just those things fed my soul, because those are the things that I had been lacking, being able to be in the kitchen and work and cook with them and learning how to cook and not having to do it because, I'm 8 years old and that's what I have to do for my family or I'm going to be in trouble. It was being able to cook because it was fun and enjoyable. My mom left Frank eventually, and I longed so much for a relationship with my mother, but she had really hurt me. And so I knew that the Lord had offered the greatest forgiveness towards others. So I had to forgive her because I had to take that step to restore our relationship.
If it was ever a child that broke the pattern of abuse in her family, she did.
I would say that our relationship is probably just about completely restored because I'm able to look at my mom and know the things that she's done to me. And it doesn't sting like it used to, knowing that she could give us up. But today, I'm able to look at my mom with compassion and with a heart like the Lord's.
And it's been because of her relationship with the Lord that her family has come around full circle. She has offered complete and unconditional forgiveness to her mother and is now a caretaker of her mother. Her mother now lives in the home with her and she's providing round-the-clock care for her. It's been such a beautiful picture of the Lord's forgiveness, not only in her life, but the way she's been able to forgive her family as well.
It's the power of forgiveness and how Baptist Children's Homes helped me to start that journey of forgiveness by giving me house parents who loved me, ultimately loved me, and took care of me.
Some of the children that come to us, they come here and they don't have much hope.
Boy,
And
that's the truth.
so we get to watch that. We get to see that grow. We have children come that are hopeless, and God just turns those lives around.
I support Baptist Children's Homes because I am Baptist Children's Homes. I am a child of Baptist Children's Homes. And if someone hadn't helped me, I wouldn't be the person I am today. So I support Roberta's all over. I see myself in so many of the kids.
As a child care worker to these children and these families, it's our responsibility to minister to them daily with the hope and love of Jesus Christ. But we can't do that without the financial support and the prayer support of the North Carolina Baptist. We greatly appreciate all that the North Carolina Baptists do to make it possible for us to minister to these children and families.
We run before your throne of mercy and seek your face to rise above. There are no strangers, no things of God. So many falling, overcome. There are no orphans of God.
Baptist Children's Homes was there for me. You can help other children too. Please give.